Oops, there we go. Good evening, everybody. It is Monday night here beyond the airwaves, leveling up. It's time to start another new week, and so forth and so on. So, but anyway, we had some fun on Sunday. We did some Among Us. I've got to do a little bit of editing before I can upload it to YouTube, but we had fun yesterday. Of course, in someone's case, it's almost 2 days ago, and I'll explain that in a minute. Anyway, I am your host for tonight. I am Oddball I'm currently joined on the line by 5 of my crazy cohorts. I'll tell you that 5th one in a minute. First, we have our master and creator, Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
It's time to figure out the human mind to hard drive interface. Anyone want to volunteer for experimentation?
How much are you
No,
paying?
thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Then we also have our resident joker, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Evening, everyone. Happy Monday.
Yep. Then below to my below left, we have our, what is that? Hub coffee?
Irish coffee.
Irish.
Irish
Oh, the
coffee.
Irish coffee. Irish
Irish.
coffee. Janet. Hello, Janet.
Yeah.
Why I'm talking like this, I have no idea. And finally, we have our Ford Mustang, John. Hello, John.
Hey, Shirley.
And also in the call, even though you can't see her, which that's fine, we have someone. We have someone from our British team of friends, Charlotte, Lottie. Hey, Lottie.
Hello, Shirley.
Like I
As
said,
we
Lottie,
always
this
say,
is a surprise on a
Lottie,
Monday
Lottie,
night.
Lottie, get your adverbs here.
Yep.
Or
Oh,
we
man.
could say perverts, but we'll
Yeah, we better be careful about that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding around with you, Lottie.
Good deal.
You know I tease ya, and it's not meant to be mean.
No,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I'm very forgiving.
Hey, you want to know something, Lottie? I'm glad he picked a different target. I'm
Yeah.
glad he picked a different target.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, here's some interesting news. Dragon Con. They're starting to get things back on. They're starting to get people coming in again. And they have added, are you ready for this? Christopher Eccleston
Ooh.
is on the
Oh,
guest list.
First Doctor, right?
Ninth Doctor.
Nice
The
doctor.
first,
He was
the first of the
Doctor
modern
after they
era.
rebooted it.
First of the modern era. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
first
what
of
I
the
meant
new
when I
Who.
said First Doctor.
But yes, unfortunately, he's only going to be available on the Sunday. He won't be going all 4 days because they have commitments, which is understandable. Because rule of thumb is sometimes they'll get called back.
Yeah.
But me, it's like, well, it's part of the business. I'm not worried about it. But I've heard of people getting upset over that. It's like, look, people, if they get recalled for the show or whatever, then that's their first priority. Dragon Con gets it.
Exactly.
Hey, you want to know something, people? Be grateful they agreed to come in the first damn place.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I remember one year Stephen Amell was supposed to be there. He had to pull out because, Arrow needed him back. I was disappointed but not upset because it's like, well, that's the nature of the business. So,
Yeah.
and that was okay. I was
Stephen
okay with
Amell
it.
was probably had at the time had commitments to his TV show.
Right. Mhm.
Okay, what show was he in? Because I can't
Arrow.
remember.
It was Arrow. And now he's in a new show called Heels, which has to do with wrestling.
What's the name of the show?
Heels. Heels, I believe. Or it could be Z. I could be wrong. I don't know.
It'd be interesting if they came out with a hero modeled after Hermes. Because that was all I could think of was either Hermes or Mercury when you mentioned heels.
It was Mercury because he had wings on his heels to make him go
So
fast.
did Hermes.
Hermes and Mercury are basically the same god, just one is Greek and one is Roman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Precisely.
That's the only difference.
Precisely.
like Mars and Aries.
Juno and Hera.
Pluto and Hades.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Don't
So,
forget
all
Neptune
right.
and
Triton.
what was his name? Triton. Yeah.
Well, we haven't
Oh,
talked about Uranus yet.
Uranus.
Don't. Don't. I knew that was coming.
Careful,
we changed the
Lord.
name of that planet 500 years ago to get rid of that stupid joke.
So what's the name of it now?
Eurectum.
Oh. God.
Oh,
Twitch,
yes.
please. Twitch, please forgive us.
No, actually, that's a joke from Futurama.
Okay.
Fair play when it's a parody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Basically, the professor invented a smelloscope, smelled something rank, and Fry decided to quip, maybe it came from Uranus. To which the professor responded, we changed the name of that planet 500 years ago to get rid of that stupid joke. What do you call it now? Eurectum.
Hey, one reminds me of a bad joke. Two hillbillies are talking to each other. And I forget what one said to the other, and he says, you wrecked them? Instead of you reckon? You wrecked them?
I just remember, don't say ass, young man, say rectum. Rectum? Hell, it damn near killed him.
Let's see. It's
Anyway, getting back away from anus and rectum and Greek gods and all that shit, let's backtrack just a bit to wrestling. And when you're talking wrestling, heel is spelled Heel. So the heel.
Oh, it's just heel. I thought it was heels.
I think the show itself is heels.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is in wrestling the bad guy is the heel.
Oh.
That's what it refers to.
Gotcha.
But last night was the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And it ended kind of interestingly. Cena came back.
John Cena came back, huh?
Yep.
Oh.
I'm surprised your mom didn't flip out over that one, Shirley.
Just one thing. Mom and I don't do pay-per-view, so she would have known.
If you get Peacock, you get the pay-per-views for free.
Oh.
Peacock is $5 a month.
That's not bad.
I got Peacock TV.
All the pay-per-views for free.
Well, I'll have to figure out how to get that to work because Mom's not good with a Roku.
Well, the Roku, if you just get it so it's on the first page of results, you tell her, hey, when there's a WWE pay-per-view, hit Peacock. It'll put you into the pay-per-view.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
John watched it with us.
Or wrestling,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many animal names are just kind of unfair when you think about it.
What do
Like
you mean?
what?
Like names like Peacock and Swallow and Booty and Teetsy Fly, Platypus, Clarence.
There's a bird called.
Yep.
Well, there is
Wait, Lottie, what did you say? Yeah, the titmouse.
There's like a bird. Yeah,
the tufted titmouse. And the funny thing is, the tufted titmouse isn't even a mouse; it's a bird.
Right.
Lottie,
Most people don't know that.
Hey, let's let Lottie talk.
Yeah.
Let's let Lottie talk. Go ahead, Lottie.
Thank you, Janet. Well, obviously, like my granddad's got like a book full of birds, so pretty much any bird you can think of. And I had a look one day, and I went, "Granddad, is this a blue tit?" And he went, "Yeah." And I went, "Okay then, thanks, Granddad."
Oh, I remember there was a show, Jenna, I think you and I both remember this. It was Drew Carey had that thing on Game Show Network, like
Whose line is it anyway?
no, it was something different. It's like True Stravaganza or something like that. And in one of the commercials for it, they were saying, can you use all these dirty words? And Ryan Stiles said, "Are you talking about baby birds?" And I think it was Jeff D says, "Yeah." He said, "Oh yeah, you can say tits."
Titmouse. Oh, and there's all kinds of animals with weird names.
Oh, I know. But
Anaplagaster.
Yeah, but I'll.
What's a good one? Kingfisher.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's see.
Okay, is a kingfisher a is a kingfisher a bird or a water fish? Okay.
A kingfisher is a bird similar to a heron, if I remember right. Either that or it's a readily flying bird that will eat fish.
Yeah. In the meantime, we have this gaggle of geese in our in the front part of our work outside the building, not inside, but but it's like you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful driving, or otherwise you can hit a goose, and that's not good.
Instead of saying squirrel, hey, you know what, Shirley?
What?
Instead of going squirrel, go goose.
Oh, here's a good one for you. Yellow-bellied sapsucker.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Hold on, I'm looking for something.
Oh, there is a clam called the gooey duck.
Yeah.
I gave it a different nickname. I gave it
the pissing clam.
A penis clam.
Careful.
Jan.
But no, I'm describing the clam because that's exactly what it looks like. The part that sticks out of the shell is about this long.
Okay. All right.
It's a clam,
I think Twitch.
nasty.
Yeah, I think Twitch will let us get on that one, but we gotta be careful.
Oh yeah.
I'm not describing male anatomy. I'm describing a damn clam.
I know, but still, they can
What'd
still
you
flag
find,
us.
Frodo?
Well, Sarah had it. That's what I'm trying to get.
Mhm.
You know.
Oh yeah. Lottie,
Yes.
are you familiar with cat toys that look like fish with an electromechanical system inside them that makes them flop around like a live one?
Yes.
Sarah got one of those for her cat Maddie over the weekend, and Maddie seems not to know what to do with it. Mostly he just ignores it.
Where you at, Maddie?
Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
What they need, given Maddie's meat preferences, is a similar toy that looks like a bird.
That's
He's
really
a
good
bird
idea.
boy.
Yeah.
Joker,
Bird boy.
get Ash on the air.
Let her sleep.
Get Lulu on the air.
She's talking.
Oh.
He's talking to her. I saw his mouth moving while he was. I saw his mouth.
She's getting ready to have supper. I was just pointing out that Lottie was on.
Well, get her butt on here then.
Frodo,
For just like
quit picking on Mike and Ashley. That's not nice.
He's coming for just a minute.
I tried telling him
All
that.
right, for just a minute.
Okay.
Janet, I tried telling him that. It doesn't work.
Hey, I tease everyone equally.
Generally, if you want Frodo to do something, you gotta poke him with a stick.
How about I poke him with a... How about I make him brown?
Well, gee, I guess that means I get to poke on.
Oh.
Wow.
Look at the camera.
Anyway, Lottie, how are you?
Lottie, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm still here.
How are you doing? How are you doing today, Ash?
You're all right. She's tired though. Tired. And she's getting ready to have supper.
What you gonna have?
Three cheese daddy with marinara. Is that it? Yeah.
It's one of those frozen dinners.
Frozen
Nice.
dinners.
Yeah. Well, one of these days. Go
funny
ahead.
you should mention that. I was over at Sarah and Frodo's last night watching Kitchen Nightmares episode on YouTube. The restaurant was this
Does Gordon
place.
still shout?
Yeah, when he needs to. But like I was saying, the restaurant getting his care was this place run by a Greek immigrant over in New England. The guy would bake meatloaf fresh, freeze it, and then defrost it when he was ready to serve it. Apparently, that would make it last longer. When Chef Ramsay was going around the dining room interviewing customers, he asked one of them what they thought of the meatloaf, and she said, "It tastes like the TV dinner I give my 3-year-old."
Can I just interject for a moment?
Yeah.
When we were discussing that, when we were watching that too, I had you pause it. Now, coming from someone who knows what they're doing in the kitchen, Mike, Ash, John, my wife can all vouch that I know what I'm doing in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mhm.
Um, you take a thing that you reprocess. So you take an already semi-processed meat like ground beef. You reprocess it into a meatloaf, and then you cook it, and then then freeze it. Molecularly speaking, you're fucking it up all to hell. The reason being, as I explained to John
Excuse me.
last night, no freezers unless they are at like negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit base, and that would be near impossible to keep. Um, can freeze a meat so fast, a processed meat product, that there's not going to be damage. When you freeze something slow, the ice crystals that are formed start out small, but they grow, and they tend to be jagged and just.
They are very. Let me just explain it like this real quick. When you have ice crystals forming in, say, a dead animal cell, like you have meat, that cell is basically set up like fluff in a pillow. The ice crystal is essentially like putting pins, needles, and small knives into it.
Yeah, there's a good example. So
Mm.
what will happen is, as those ice crystals grow and become more jagged, it'll cut into new different parts of the meat cellular structure and cause damage. And when you cook it the next time,
That damage is still there.
that damage is still there, and it gets exasperated. Sorry, I can't get my tongue around that one. But it gets exasperated by the fact.
Exacerbated.
Yep, there we go.
Exacerbated.
Yeah.
That's the phrase I'm looking for. It gets
Exacerbated.
Yep, there. By
Yeah,
the
what he said.
by the lack of cellular structure
And the lack of ice.
the lack of ice, which provides structure, and the liquid that's in the cells, which just go. Blip.
Imagine it like this, guys. It's kind of like if you took a pillow, ran sharp, stabbable objects through it, then took those objects out and tried to use it. You'd have fluff coming out of the thing left and right.
Can I tell about an Arizona connection with Gordon Ramsay? Remember Amy's Bakery, Shirley?
Yes. I actually saw that episode at Frodo's.
Oh,
and
that
Both
bastard actually
episodes.
threatened to kill him.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, Janet, when I saw the one run by the Greek guy in New England, I thought this guy was fixing to go the same way, but Ramsey actually changed the guy's heart by having two of his customers make their own fresh meatloaf and serving it to him to show him the difference.
Oh, no. Did he accept it?
Yes, he did actually.
I mean, Lottie, let me explain something. I may not be a professional
Yep.
chef, and I never claimed to be,
Okay.
but what I am is someone who knows what the fuck they're doing in a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mike can vouch that. John
Yeah.
can vouch that. Ashley can vouch it. So can my wife. Okay. They've
I
all
can vouch it too, to an extent,
Yeah, me too.
because you've showed some of your meals online to
Mhm.
us, so I can technically vouch for it too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I cook right. And I cook stuff that is appetizing.
Okay.
Um one day I made a garam masala based pork loin
Yeah.
roast for everyone.
Yeah.
Ask them how it turned out.
I thought it was
Ah.
nice.
Fantastic.
I can't remember. I want to think it was moist. Getting moist pork roast is hard to do, especially if the meat wants to fall apart.
Mhm.
But
I wish I had the
made a great
capability of
sandwich.
cooking. I wish I could cook, but I can't cook.
Well,
Why?
you know what? My mom has this to say: if you can read, you can cook.
I'm
Thing
scared.
is, Jan,
I'm scared I'm going to cut off a finger, or worse, I'll make somebody sick.
Well,
Are you planning on using food that has mold growing on it?
No.
Are you planning on using food that smells like it came out of a sewer?
No. In
Are you
fact,
planning on using food that you know is past its expiration date?
no.
Are you planning on handling foods such as raw meat and then handling other foods that are not intended to be cooked without washing your hands between wise?
Absolutely not.
Then I
okay,
think you can safely avoid making somebody sick.
Okay.
Shirley, have you ever watched Gordon Ramsay's videos on YouTube
No.
on giving you tips? He
Mm-mm.
has a really good one about knife work. One thing, don't try and go as fast as he does. You can't.
No,
I
I don't
can't.
want
I
to.
can't either. I don't even try. But his tip, if you look at how my fingers are, keep your fingers back. You see this first knuckle here on
Excuse
your
me.
on your middle finger?
Yeah.
You use this as the guide for your blade. Here,
Okay.
I'll actually grab my knife and show you.
Okay, just don't cut yourself.
I'm not going to.
Famous last words.
That's my Samtoku. That's not the one I want. This is the one I want.
Yeah, I get some good
Yeah,
famous
because
last words for you.
Janet, you remember this. We were at Camp Askin. I was trying to make those hash browns. What did I do? I put my hand on a hot stove. Remember?
well,
Oh.
hey,
Ow.
I bet you when Gordon Ramsay was first learning how to cook, he did not
Okay.
All right,
survive unscathed. He
guys.
probably had his
All right,
equivalent of burns and cuts.
Shirley.
Okay.
You see this knife in my hands?
Yeah.
This is about 8 to 10 inch chef's knife. This is a really good knife to use in general because it's super sharp and it does the job well. Okay, I need to do some priming on this blade so it's not as sharp as it should be.
That's fun.
But you see how I've got my hands set up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what the grip I've got is called the claw grip.
Okay.
Turn it around so I can see what it looks like from the front.
How's my hand look? Is that about right?
Bring your middle finger down a little bit. You want your fingertips to be down, but in. You see how I've got them
this?
bent in?
Like this?
Like this. Sure,
Look at-
Jan, look. You want your fingernails to be showing,
Okay.
okay?
Where
And
does
then
the
what you
thumb go? Do
do,
you tuck the thumb? Do you tuck the thumb?
Oh wait, I got the wrong hand up. No wonder.
Well,
Okay.
I'm using my left hand to show you because I'm going to use my right hand to control the blade.
Okay.
Notice I'm choking up the blade.
Mhm.
This gives you far more control of the blade than when you don't. And the trick is you use the edge, the front of your middle finger here as the blade guide.
Okay.
If you see, I'm not touching my fingertips. My fingertips are still holding the food,
Mhm.
but you see,
Yep.
Yeah, I see.
I do
Yeah.
see
that's a very effective way to handle a knife.
Hmm.
Not many people learn it, but it is taught by Gordon Ramsay to have it like that because you could claw around the food,
Mhm.
whatever shape it is, and you just use the first knuckle of your middle finger as the knife guide.
But the most important thing is keep your damn eye on the knife. Do not take your eye off it, because if you do, that's when you can make the big mistake.
Exactly. You keep your eye where your hand is so that you can control it.
Mhm.
You see how I've got one eye kind of looking at my hand
Yeah.
as I'm doing this?
Mhm.
It gives me full and absolute control of the blade.
If you guys ever get a chance and can find the show, watch Gordon Ramsay Uncharted. I have garnered a lot of respect for that man because he's
I'll be right
willing
back, guys.
to try different um, ethnic foods.
Yeah.
He's been to Africa. He's been to Norway. He's been to Louisiana in the U.S. He's been all over, and
But yeah,
he learns the different ways of prepping the food. The first, I think I told you this one. The first episode I saw, he was in South Africa, learning how to cook um, Zulu style, like a Zulu warrior, cook like he's cooking for a Zulu warrior, because his big cook was going to be to cook for the descendant of Shaka Zulu.
Hmm.
You know what his most funniest thing was? He
What?
was as
What?
nervous as all get out. He was in an open area with this lady helping him cook right, and in the water behind him, there's a very large hippo and her baby,
Uh
Nice.
and they were watching, and Gordon kept looking over his shoulder like that.
oh.
And there was one point where the mama hippo flattened her ears and started charging towards him.
Oh
I
no.
never saw one man pick him up and put him down so fast. But he he I like it because he's respectful of the traditions. Go ahead. I'm
all right.
through.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jan, but this is an emergency situation I need to bring up right now.
What's going on?
We are
Uh-oh.
doing a little bit of a tech talk now.
Okay.
Right.
Tech talk.
You,
Okay.
Ash, you may want to get in on this one too.
Ah, shit. There it is.
There is suspected Chinese hacking going on that is unleashing malware that can survive OS reinstalls.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Now,
Oh,
let's explain how bad that is before we really get going. Most malware you can get cannot survive a reinstall because you're literally blanking out the hard drive and doing all that, getting rid of it and everything.
Mhm.
I just popped it into the Facebook chat for you, Shirley.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's just put it this way. It's it works to create a Trojan file. This malware creates a Trojan file called intelupdate.exe in the startup file folder, which will reinstall itself even if the user finds it and deletes it,
Oh,
according to
shit.
Kaspersky.
Kapers, Kapers,
Kaspersky.
Kaspersky.
I can never say that.
Okay, let's look at the
Oh,
article
Lala's in the
because
chat
this.
room.
Hi,
All right,
Lola.
Okay.
Shirley,
guys.
if you want to go ahead and read, or John, go ahead.
Okay, guys, this is the article, and I'm gonna need to read it because this is what Frodo just said doesn't sound like it makes a whole lot of sense.
Okay, let me put this down.
Chinese hackers may be using malware that can survive Windows OS reinstalls to spy on computers. Security firm Kaspersky Lab uncovered the malware, which exploits a computer's UEFI, Unified Extensible
UEFI. UEFI.
UEFI. I was trying to pronounce it as a word, Frodo.
I know.
Unified Extensible Firmware interface to continually persist on a Windows machine. Attacking the UEFI is pretty alarming because the software is used to boot up your computer and load the operating system. It also operates separately from your computer's main hard drive and usually resides in the motherboard's SPI flash memory as firmware. As a result, any malicious process embedded in the UEFI can survive an operating system reinstall while evading traditional antivirus solutions. This attack demonstrates that, albeit rarely in exceptional cases, actors are willing to go to great lengths in order to gain the highest level of persistence in a victim's machine, said Kaspersky Lab researcher Mark Lektic in a statement. This is from his tweet. Mosaic Regressor is a modular framework that, to the best of our knowledge, serves for the purpose of espionage. The targeted entities seem to be in the diplomatic and NGO verticals, all showing some ties in their activity to North Korea. Based on some artifacts in the code, we assess that the underlying threat factor is a Chinese-speaking one. That said, we couldn't affiliate it to any known APT with high level of confidence. The company discovered the UEFI-based malware on machines belonging to 2 victims. It works to create a Trojan file called intelupdate.exe in the startup folder, which will reinstall itself even if the user finds it and deletes it. Since this logic is executed from the SPI flash, there is no way to avoid this process other than eliminating the malicious firmware, Kaspersky Labs said. The malware's goal is to deliver other hacking tools onto the victim's computer, including a document stealer, which will fetch files in the recent documents directory before uploading them to the hacker's command and control server. Kaspersky Lab refrained from naming the victims, but said the culprits have been going after computers belonging to, quote, diplomatic entities and NGOs from
Oh,
Africa.
belonging to what? My dog's
Diplomatic
decided to go.
diplomatic entities and NGOs, national government officials in Africa, Asia, and Europe.
Okay,
All the
then I'm safe. I'll be back shortly.
all the victims have some connection to North Korea, be it through nonprofit activities or an actual presence in the country. While looking over the malware's computer code, Kaspersky Lab also noticed the processes can reach out to a command and control server
Coming.
previously
I got it.
tied to a suspected Chinese state-sponsored hacking group known as Winty. In addition, the security firm found evidence the creators behind the malware used the Chinese language while programming the code. Still, Kaspersky Lab is refraining from calling out a specific group for the attacks. Since this is the only link between our findings and any of the groups using the Winty backdoor, we estimate with low confidence that it is indeed responsible for the attacks, Kaspersky Lab added. It remains unclear how the UEFI-based malware was delivered and which PC models are vulnerable to the attack. Kaspersky Labs notes that manipulating the UEFI is difficult because it requires knowledge of the machine's firmware and ways to exploit the SPI flash chip on board. However, the security firm noticed the UEFI-based malware was created with the help of leaked documents from an Italian surveillance company called Hacking Team. In 2015, the company had its files stolen and dumped online, which showed Hacking Team was also working on a UEFI-based attack capable of infecting ASUS X550C and Dell Latitude E6320 models through a USB thumb drive. So basically that means that if at any point you used an ASUS X550C or Dell Latitude E6320, Check to make sure you don't have Intel update.exe somewhere in your start menu. Or where was it?
Ow.
Startup folder. Of course, we cannot exclude other possibilities whereby rogue firmware was pushed remotely, perhaps through a compromised update mechanism, Kaspersky Lab added. Such a scenario would typically require exploiting vulnerabilities in the BIOS update authentication process. While this could be the case, we don't have any evidence to support it. To remove the malware, Kaspersky Lab said a victim would need to update a motherboard's firmware to a legitimate version. This is the second time security researchers have uncovered malware designed to exploit the UEFI. In 2018, antivirus, like I was saying, in 2018, antivirus vendor ESET reported a separate instance of UEFI-based malware, dubbed LoJax, which may have come from Russian state-sponsored hackers. In Kaspersky's Lab's case, the company discovered the UEFI-based malware thanks to the company's firmware scanner, which it began implementing last year. The mysterious culprit behind the malware has also been found preying on victims using phishing emails. However, none of the phishing emails were found delivering the UEFI-based attack. Thankfully. And that appears to be the end of it. Or at least, that's the end of it. So basically, so far this shouldn't apply to a whole lot of people unless you are or have a relation to an NGO of any sort, or if you're using the kind of computers that were mentioned in the article.
Mm-hmm.
But Frodo, being the most tech savvy, what's your opinion?
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, UEFI is hard to exploit. That's admitted. However, if you've got two really big vendors here, Dell and Asus, and for the most part, because of how they want the front end to be very similar, the exploit could still kick in on systems that are made by Asus and use an Asus motherboard, or are made by Dell and use whatever Dell motherboards are included. You're gonna have to be careful still. When UEFI was first coming out, it was meant to bypass one of the biggest BIOS issues, and that was a restriction on hard drive space that was hard capped, aka you could not just repartition the drive multiple times to get past it because this was internal. The BIOS didn't know how to actually talk to bigger drives, and the drive cap at that time was 2 terabytes. Now that we've got hard drives out there that are 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 terabytes running around, old BIOS is not compatible with those and would fail miserably on load. That's why UEFI was created in the first place. Okay. UEFI tends to have, the hardware itself, the interface between the hardware and the BIOS are completely unique. Okay. And that also applies to UEFI. But the BIOS and UEFI provide an abstraction layer that makes whatever you've got on the hardware end compatible with whatever you've got on the software end. So tapping into that common interface isn't that hard. And that's where the problem, I think, is going to lie, is tapping that common interface. Okay.
That makes sense.
I mean, it's hard to explain without drawing it out, and I know that I can't do that on here because of. Actually, I wonder. I'm gonna
be
test.
Able to share your screen.
No. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if. Shirley, can you see the whiteboard?
Not yet. And Janet raised her hand. I can now.
All right. Is it showing on the Zoom
Yeah,
stream?
the whiteboard
Yes,
is
it
showing on
is.
the screen
Yeah.
now.
Okay, so
Awesome.
you can see me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so one computer might have like this kind of hardware setup. Okay. So that's hardware. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you have the UEFI, which sits above it, acts as kind of a bridge with a common interface.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the common interface I'm talking about right here. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. It doesn't matter what the interface down here is. It just depends on this interface, which is going to be common to all computers.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And if this firmware, if this virus, as it is, can say, get in that, I want draw there. Come on, stop doing stamp. Okay, can it? Okay, here we go. There. Okay. So the firmware virus can link itself right here. Well, the the OS is designed to notice the UEFI and adapt. So there's your OS, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's the
Right.
little nugget of code that can inject itself into the OS. Do you see the problem?
Mm-hmm.
I know my drawing skills with a mouse are confusing, but
No, looks pretty good actually.
that's once you understand what hardware abstraction layers are, which is those little indents and stuff in the hardware and UEFI to make them communicate, you can understand why getting deeper than the OS level is the prime target for any virus maker. Because the hardware abstraction layer is easy to exploit. So, there we go. That was a little lesson. Go ahead, Shan.
I don't forgot what I was going to say, so I'll lower my hand.
Sorry, I just wanted to put that out there and make it easy to understand for our listeners. I'm sorry if that was confusing to anyone, but that essentially explains how UEFI and OS communicate.
Ah. Yeah, let's see. Um, okay, are we done with that subject now, or?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. You know what? I think there was something. Did we ever talk about the Emmy nominations? I don't think we ever did.
No,
I
we
don't think we
didn't.
did.
All right, well, they were announced last Tuesday. And get this, The Mandalorian and The Crown tied with 24 nominations.
Wow.
Wow.
And guess who? And just behind it with 23, WandaVision.
That's not surprising, honestly.
Yeah, because see, the problem is, some people. I think I heard like some people crying, "Where's Loki? Where's Loki?" There's a problem there.
It just started.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that. It had to have been played between June 1st, 2020 and May 31st, 2021. Loki started afterward. So he could qualify for
Exactly.
next year.
That's
Right.
that's what I mean. Like it just basically started.
Right.
Like
Excuse me.
Alright, here's what I know. It's going to be hosted by Cedric the Entertainer on September 19th. And let's see. Now here are all these are the major categories. So It's not like we're gonna
Excuse
see
me.
all 23 of WandaVision's nominations, but outstanding lead actor in a limited series or movie: Paul Bettany, WandaVision; Hugh Grant, The Undoing; Ewan McGregor, Halston; Lin-Manuel Miranda, Hamilton; and Leslie Odom Jr. for Hamilton. Oh boy, that seems a tough competition. Let's see. Outstanding lead actress in a limited series or TV movie: Michaela Coel, I May Destroy You; Cynthia, is it Erivo? Yeah, it looks like Erivo. Yep, Genius Aretha. Elizabeth Olsen, WandaVision. Anya Taylor-Joy, The Queen's Gambit, and Kate Winslet for Mayor of Easttown. Let's see. Now, outstanding lead actor in the comedy series: Anthony Anderson for Blackish, William H. Macy for Shameless, Michael Douglas for The Kaminsky Method, Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso, and Kenan Thompson for Kenan. Well, that's a pretty good set right there.
I wonder
Let's
if
see.
Kel Mitchell's going to do a show called Kel.
Good question. Let's see. Outstanding lead actress in the comedy series: Jean Smart for Hacks, Kaylee Cuoco for The Flight Attendant, Tracy Ellis Ross for Blackish, Aldi Bryant for Shrill, and Allison Janney for Mom. Let's see. Outstanding lead actor in a drama series: Shirley K. Brown for This Is Us, Jonathan Majors for Lovecraft Country, and by the way, I did not know he played a big role in the Loki finale.
Yeah, Lovecraft Country. They're talking about H.P. Lovecraft's stomping grounds in Connecticut, right?
I think so.
Good.
Alright, then we have Josh O'Connor for The Crown, Roger Jean Page for Bridgerton, Billy Porter for Pose, and Matthew Rhys for Perry Mason.
What?
Yes, there was an
Murder.
updated Perry Merson. Perry Merson.
Harry
Harry
Mason.
Mason.
Yep,
You're tripping over your tongue tonight, girl.
I know. Let's see. Outstanding lead actress in a drama series: Uzo Aduba for In Treatment, both Olivia Colman and Emma Corrin for The Crown, Elizabeth Moss for The Handmaid's Tale, MJ Rodriguez for Pose, and Journey Smollett for Lovecraft Country. Let's see. The outstanding reality competition series: The Amazing Race, Nailed It, RuPaul's Drag Race, Top Chef, and The Voice. And it's the outstanding variety talk series: Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I like that title. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Conan, The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, and Jimmy Kimmel Live. Let's see. Outstanding limited series. Here are the nominees: WandaVision, Mayor of Easttown, I May Destroy You, The Underground Railroad, and The Queen's Gambit. I will tell you right now, that is some seriously tough competition.
Okay.
Let's see. Outstanding comedy series: Blackish. Wait a minute. Cobra Kai? That's gotta be a typo. Cobra Kai's not a comedy series.
They made it into one.
Okay,
I mean,
I may have talked
there
to
might be
James.
aspects that could be
Let
funny.
me talk to James about that one because I know he's a huge fan of Cobra Kai and I've never seen anything funny about it. Let's see. Oh well. Let's see. Emily in Paris, Hacks, The Flight Attendant, The Kaminsky Method, Pen 15, and Ted Lasso. For
Did you say
outstanding
Pen 15?
Pen 15. I think I know what it actually means, but I'm not gonna say it.
That's Papa Echo November, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I know what it actually means.
That's why I'm not gonna say it. Let's see.
Oh, it's hey. In other words, it's not Twitch friendly, right?
Correct. Let's see. For outstanding drama series, we have The Boys, Bridgerton, The Crown, The Handmaid's Tale, Lovecraft Country. I'll get it right. The Mandalorian and Pose, and I believe that's it because those are the major categories. So
Oh,
kudos to WandaVision and The Mandalorian. Yes. But yeah, Charlotte, you're still on, right?
Yep, I'm still there.
Okay. Because Charlotte, you know James is a huge Cobra Kai fan. Do you think there's supposed to be anything that made it into a comedy?
Yeah.
Because I sure wouldn't think so.
Doesn't. No. I don't know. It's something to talk to James about because
Yeah.
not a Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Well,
James understands Cobra Kai much better than the rest of us, so.
well, James is the queen of Cobra Kai.
Oh, he is, yeah.
Okay.
And remember,
Okay.
folks, wax on, wax off. Sorry, couldn't resist that one.
Anyway,
Yeah, but let's see. I'll tell you this. For Wednesday, we've got a whole lot of fodder already. Seriously, we
sorry
got.
about sorry about taking that little
No, 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 no,
detour.
no, no. That's fine. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta
That was
do.
a good idea, man. PSAs, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, and
But
it keeps everyone alert as to what antivirus researchers are looking for.
mhm.
Yeah.
Right, but
good to see Kaspersky on their toes.
yeah, but what was I talking about? I forgot. Oh yeah, what we got. Some stories we got for Wednesday. How about this? Down in Florida, they had like a state championship for boys baseball, girls softball, all going at the same time. Boys, when they won, got medals and trophies. Girls, when they won, they got gift bags. It's like, seriously?
That's
And
not right.
some moms were crying foul, some of the dads were also crying foul.
That's not right. No.
Now the good news is there is a happy ending to this, but I'm gonna save it for Wednesday.
Good
But
on you.
yeah, because I mean seriously, I saw this like you've got to be kidding me. These girls can play hard just as much as the boys, and they're getting stupid gift bags. And I found this out too. What was in the gift bags? Cheap stuff. Like, are
Oh,
you serious? Oh, for shame.
well, here is something that may make you smile. I
I'll
saw
talk to
this
you
on
more
the
about
news.
that on
The Arizona
Wednesday.
Ballet Company has a program where young ladies with autism, Down syndrome, can actually do ballet. Had one girl actually perform in a production of Swan Lake,
Nice.
but the teachers, one of the mothers sat in because her daughter was in the program,
Mhm.
and she said that the teacher, didn't talk down to them, got down on their level and worked with them.
Yeah.
And it was cute to watch the girls, even though their form wasn't perfect,
Mhm.
they were doing it.
Yeah.
And that,
that's just it. For people like that, the form I'd say 98% of the time isn't going to be perfect. But I'd still cheer them
no,
on. What the hell? I'll still cheer it on.
shit,
No?
yeah. And I thought, how cool of the Arizona Ballet Company to do something like that.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll
Okay.
see you
Good
all
night, Frodo.
tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
See you tomorrow, Frodo.
Look at us, how colorful we are. I've got pink. Mike's got a sort of coral pink. Janice got green. John's got red.
Green nothing. This is neon yellow.
I thought the same.
This
Oh.
is neon yellow, not
Okay.
green.
Well, it's probably the way the lighting is on my end. That's all.
Okay.
You certainly got plenty of color in your background.
But that is a crock of bullshit what they did with those girls.
Yeah, well, like I
Well,
said, the good news is there's a happy ending, but I'm gonna save it.
let's talk about it more on Wednesday.
Hmm.
I will give you another preview. One of the stories we shared, Shirley shared this. Woman wound up with two black eyes after an altercation with a Walmart cashier that went south.
Yeah,
Oh no, damn poop.
woman I think was 70 years old. She was
Oh
beaten up
yeah,
by
I
a
think I read
teenager.
that article. I think I read that
Yeah, beaten
article.
up by a teenager.
I hope the teenager got arrested.
She did,
Oh, it
but
was a she?
yeah, she.
I wonder what brought on her rage.
They
We'll
got in
tell
a
you about.
fight.
Yep.
Anyway, we also got a cautionary one that I posted. I'm just going to say this. If you no longer want your pet goldfish, don't release them into the wild. You'll find out why on Wednesday.
Yeah, I read
Oh,
that
they're
story. I
considered
read it.
invasive species, is the main
Well,
reason.
Yeah, let's.
Let's wait till Wednesday.
Yeah. Hmm.
We also oh, here's another good one I shared. There is a Fairfax County activist who said, and I quote, of parents opposing critical race theory, let them die.
Oh,
I don't care which side you're on. That wouldn't sit well with anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
That would never sit well with anybody on either side, really. Because that's probably the dumbest thing to say.
Well, anyway, of course, tomorrow we got Tune
Tune
In
in
Tuesday
Tuesday.
before
Yep.
we
Hmm.
get too far ahead.
Yeah, and then on Thursday, for our attention to one topic, we decided on social media: the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the ugly refers
check the
to,
chat.
yeah.
Lashana said, check the chat.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Update on AwesomeCon. Carl Weathers has been added to AwesomeCon. Cool. All right,
Wait
but
a
uh,
wasn't he Carl Weathers? Wasn't he in the a couple of the Rocky movies?
yeah, he was also, shoot, forgot the character's name in The Mandalorian. Damn it. That
All I
was my.
remember about the Mandalorian right now is Baby Yoda.
Of course. Yeah, but like I was saying, Thursday our attention to one topic is gonna be social media, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The reason why I want to do this one is because I don't know if you guys heard this, but there was like a video gone viral, which a lot of meteorologists are not happy with. A group of teenagers were at a putting range
A driving
in the
range, I think, is actually
yeah,
the
that's it, driving range. We're at a driving range, and they were actually doing it in the middle of a thunderstorm.
I wonder if any of them got struck.
No, but
No.
it appears that a golf ball being in the air got hit. I don't know if it was photoshopped though, or it could have been a trick. I don't know.
The
But
looks of it
Uh,
looks like it wasn't photoshopped or tricked me.
okay, so it looked like so. Yeah, but
that is pretty incredible when you think about it. Then,
yeah, but a lot of meteorologists are not happy with this bunch, and I don't blame them.
hey, at least
Oh
they weren't
man,
trying to fly a kite into the storm, you know.
True, but still, I mean,
you know
the
what?
reason they did
They
it was to
were
get the attention.
they were on the putting green, putting with what essentially amounted to fucking lightning rods.
Yeah,
Hmm. Exactly. But I feel like there's the great in there, then there's the bad in there, and then there's the ugly in there. Like people going to Twitter attacking the meteorologists when they interrupt their sporting events or TV shows.
you know what I think is even uglier
Was
and
that
funnier?
what?
Somebody having the bright idea of putting buoyant material around a power strip so they could float it in a pool to power, among other things, radios.
Oh God.
Yeah,
That's not ugly. That's just plain stupid. Um,
that's
Yeah.
Darwin Awards.
Yep. I agree.
you know what? Another good version of social media. They use the Amber Alerts that they use on the highways.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's a
Yep.
sign of a good, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's also a rotten side of that too. You know how sometimes you've got people posting these posts about missing kids and all. The problem with that is 9 times out of 10 they've already been found
Yeah.
safe, and it's like
Well,
it's
that's a
taking away
good.
from the real kids that are actually missing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that could be both good and bad.
Hmm.
Not ugly, just good and bad.
Yeah, I mean yes, I mean post about a child, but I remember one time somebody had posted like a story about three missing kids in Colorado. I said the three of them were found back in the summer of 2016.
Somebody
Why are
didn't
you
check their.
posting it? That's why I always double check everything before I share it, because like, what's the point? You know,
Exactly.
you have all these death hoaxes and so forth. So we're gonna do that, and then Friday for our Friday game night, it'll be Show Shock Live. So we'll get to make absolute idiots of ourselves as we try to shoot each other down.
We should do that at the weekend when Lottie and company join us. You
Wait a
know?
minute.
Honestly, I prefer Among Us.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, because here's the problem. Lottie and them over there, they probably don't have Shell Shock Live. So
True. Sorry, Lottie.
It's okay, don't worry.
I was
yeah,
introducing you to a new.
yeah. It's just that you'd have to download it and all, and blah blah blah. And it's like that's too much of a hassle.
Oh, Lottie, do you got to work later?
Nope, I'm off. I'm off work for 6
Okay, you can
weeks.
sleep in then.
Yay!
It's after 4 on her end, people.
I know, but the problem is what you've got a heat wave, right, Lottie?
Yeah, and it's absolutely disgusting, Shirley. It's disgusting. It's so warm here. No one know. You just don't want to move. You just want to sit still and just have like cool air come at you. And you don't even like, because of pandemic, like everyone's
Mhm.
taking their masks off and hugging each other. I'm like, just don't. No one come near me during this heat.
Yeah.
Well, me, when I go to bed, I adjust the fan I have on my little TV stand to where it blows right on me. We do not have the high 110s temperatures. It's like I think averaging about 105 to 107.
Mhm.
But we also have increased humidity. Not as
Yeah.
bad as Shirley's, but we have increased humidity.
Mhm. I'll put it this way: there are times where Janet's temperature could be 115 degrees, and me, it's like it's 99 degrees, but it could feel like 115
Yeah.
degrees.
Sometimes
Exactly.
when I mention the temperature to my Brit friends, blimey, Jen, that's hot. That's hot.
Well,
And then somebody
actually,
will say, but it's a dry heat.
In that part of
Somebody
Arizona,
said,
it's pretty normal.
but it's a dry heat. Hey, dry heat my ass. Heat is heat.
There you go. That's it. Because when Janet and I were coming back from Florida, she was not feeling good because the humidity basically got to her.
Yeah.
So,
Your mom's chicken soup worked miracles.
oh yeah, let's just say when it comes to soup, my mother knows how to cook it up.
Yeah, what kind of soup was it?
It was homemade chicken noodle soup with ginger root.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You
comes
taught
in
me how to
handy.
pick out ginger in the grocery store.
Yeah,
Break it open, and if it's orange, it's fresh. If it's kind of dull looking, it's not.
it's old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mom showed me, and I've showed Jana how to get it. So
Uh-huh.
I may not be able to
But
cook, but I can sure do some of that stuff.
Shirley, if I ever get over to see you, we're going to chase your mom out of the kitchen and I'll help you cook.
Okay.
No, but I may not. If you want to cook, get a hold of Jack, my dad.
Mm.
He's been cooking in the kitchen ever since my mom has been unable to.
Oh, that's fun. All right. So anyway, I think this is a good time to wrap this up for tonight. Let's
Me
see.
too.
All right. Hold on. I think Lala said, and Predator. Yeah, she said in Predator movie. That's right. He was in that. All right. So we know we're scheduled for the rest of the week. So let me play the ending here. If I can find the ending, there it is. You heard what she said. No, I'm kidding. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and say love, peace, and chicken
What was
grease.
that all about, Shirley?
Janet, what you just said.
No, it was the dogs.
I
Finally
know.
settled down and
I
went
know.
to
I kind of
sleep.
chimed in. Anyway, love. I'm gonna say love, peace, and chicken grease. Everybody have a great night. Sleep well, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow for Tune In Tuesday. Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Lottie, don't
Bye,
disappear.
everyone. See you
Don't
tomorrow.
disappear.